Bendy and the Ink Machine is truly a standout game of whatever year you count it as being out in. But there's one problem. The months of waiting between each episode means you probably have forgotten what happened up until this point. Luckily, that's why I'm here. I can give you a quick little refresher on what has happened in the first 3 chapters of the game before Chapter 4 comes out. Why should I be the one to do this, you ask? Well, I probably shouldn't. But I have free speech rights, so you can't stop me from doing this. So anyways, let's begin from the very beginning. Chapter 1, Moving Pictures. You play as Henry. Henry used to be an animator who worked for a studio owned by a man named Joey Drew. Now, you might notice that there are some similarities between Mr. Drew's characters, Bendy and Boris, and his writing style, with another famous animator who really existed. But we can't talk about him for too long because his studio owns literally everything, including YouTube. Anyways, Henry decides he wants to turn on the strange, inky machine at the end of the studio. Wait a minute, is that the machine from the title? Wow, I did not see that coming. In order to turn on the ink machine, you need to find items and put them on pillars. This seems like a bit of an odd design choice, but to be fair, this is how animation worked for the better part of the 20th century up until we invented computers. I know because I took history classes in college. As you go search for these items, you find a few subtle cues indicating there are problems here. But to be fair, I can't blame Henry for not leaving. All of these hints are pretty subtle and not obvious at all unless you have paid attention to horror games over the past few years, and this is pre-horror game time. You activate the ink machine, yay! Unfortunately, it causes flooding, which is considerably less yay. Henry realizes he needs to act fast to fix the situation before someone sees it and decides that he needs to get sued. Which is totally true because this is some severe property damage you're committing accidentally. Oh, hi, Bendy! You accidentally summoned a demon, so now you have to run through the studio for like 20 minutes before you finally find the exit. And when you do find the exit, you can't actually leave because the floorboards are too weak from ink. Luckily, there are some pipes that can remove the flooding in the lower levels, which allows you to continue to progress through this hellhole of a studio. You also find an axe, which allows you to access other rooms, like this little nifty room right here. You know it's nifty because there's a pentagram on the floor, and you know it's a cool pentagram because it gives you flashbacks. Then you fall into unconsciousness, and this is where you were left for several months before the next chapter came out. Chapter 2 begins with you waking up on the floor. Luckily, whoever was nice enough to prop up your axe against the coffin was also nice enough to not murder you, which is a big surprise considering everything in this studio seems to want to murder you. You pull yourself up, grab the axe, and get ready to venture further into the studio. You find some bacon soup that you can eat, and then decide to overdo it because there are cans everywhere and you don't know where the food is. You also find an audio log from someone named Sammy Lawrence. Sammy seems like a little bit of a crazy, random person. Fortunately, he's never going to show up again, so you don't actually have to care about any of this random nonsense he is spewing. Yes, it sounds like he's a cult leader, but it's not important at the moment. It's just not. You have bigger fish to fry. You can keep going and not pay attention. You also find an audio log from someone named Susie Campbell. She wants to be a voice actress who is famous for voicing an animated character. Good for you. Follow your dreams. I empathize with her because I too have unrealistic dreams that I am probably never going to satisfy. But follow them anyway. It's fun. Eventually, you realize you need to find a way to progress through the game, so you need to search for a solution. You find the clue from the janitor that helps unravel what the whole game wants you to do. You have to run around after turning on the projector and play some instruments in a particular order. The order is drum, banjo, piano, which is on the other side of the room, so this is harder than it looks, and then banjo again. Doing this allows you to open up Sammy Lawrence's sanctuary, which has a pipe in it that drains the exit. Did I say drain the exit? I meant it drains a room before a room that has another pipe in it that drains the exit. But this does help you, so it's not a complete waste of time or anything. And eventually, you do get to drain the other flood. Yay! You also find a radio, which plays fan song, but that's not important. And then you get knocked out. You were knocked out by this strapping young man, who is an absolute He's the worst. I'm not gonna say it lie. It's Sammy Lawrence. See, when the ink machine was activated, he somehow turned into ink. But he has realized there is a cure. The power of love. He needs Bendy to become his senpai, and in order to get senpai to notice him, he needs to offer him something to eat. And he's asking you for help with this because, well, he's going to need something to offer, and you're as good as anything. Plus, you can't just give him bacon soup again. There's bacon soup literally everywhere in the studio. The things are looking bad for you right now, I know, but luckily for you, Sammy miscalculated because he did not realize that when Bendy was calling him a snack, he was not being metaphorical. You grab an axe and escape, locking yourself in a secure room. But it turns out you're not alone in here. Who could it be? Another demon? Another survivor? A living can of soup? Please be a living can of soup. Please be a living can of soup. Nope, it's Boris. He has somehow survived. Chapter 3 begins with you waking up in your new survival bunker where you live with Boris. But you still want to leave. Boris stole the lever from the door. I can't be too mad at him though because this is realistic dog behavior. Just like most dogs, he won't give back the thing he stole until you make him some food. Which is again, realistic dog behavior. You make him bacon soup. Don't do this for your real life dog, please. You give Boris the soup, he gives you the lever. Fair trade. But there's one problem. Despite demanding soup, Boris doesn't eat the soup. Boris, why'd you make me make you the soup if you're not going to eat it, dick? You find a hiding closet that you can use to hide in. Luckily, this is the only time you will ever need to use it, because it's not like this game is full of spooky monsters. Boris makes up for him being a dick earlier by squeezing through this passage you are too fat to go through, so he can open a door for you. Eventually. This door opens very slow. I don't like it, I edited that. Even. Then you have to fix a toy machine, because for some reason, that's how the door here works. You know what, I'm just going to go with it. I'm not even going to say anything more on the topic. While you're in the toy section, you find out some important information. Alice Angel merchandise is not selling at the rates people were expecting it to. I know what the problem is. Inconsistent branding. You can't have an Angel character who has little devil horns and expect that to be popular with the kids, or adults for that matter. I'm just saying, I don't think it's a good brand. She does not appreciate my advice because she knows it's true. You also encounter new enemies here, like this fellow, who's part of a group called the Butcher Gang. Luckily, they're still easy to beat, even if they are tougher than the normal little ink blob things you fight in other levels. Finally, you make your way down the elevator to meet with the Angel on Cloud 9. Hey! JK, it's just the 9th level of the studio. Boris comes with you because he's your friend. Oh crap, there's so many dead Borises here. I feel bad because Boris must be traumatized by this. Alice killed them so she could use their organs to make herself younger. Just like that one lady who bathed in virgin blood. Oh, and she also killed some Butcher Gang people, but I don't care about them, because they've only tried to attack me. Alice makes you an offer you can't refuse. Literally, you're not given the choice to refuse it. She offers to help you leave if you'll do her a few favors first. So I guess now we're doing tasks for her. Yep, that's what I expected. The tasks aren't all bad, though. You get to kill Bendy cutouts with an axe. These guys jump scare me and move when I'm not looking, so this is very cathartic. Unfortunately, Bendy did not like that, and Alice did not tell me Bendy was going to be mad about this until afterwards, which makes her seem like a bitch. Oh well. I'll figure something else out. You also have to fight these guys again. I recommend standing on a box somewhere or something, because otherwise they will kill you. They can kill you in 2 hits. It's crazy. I spent like an hour on this section alone. As a reward for defending her, Alice gives you a gun. Finally, I get a good weapon. Oops. God damn it, Alice. You gather ink hearts from the bottom level, and that is your final task. You just have to avoid getting captured by the projectionist, which isn't that hard. I didn't even see him. Finally, you get to leave the studio. As you ascend to the heavens, you contemplate what an adventure it has been. Sure, you didn't see Joey, but you made a new friend, and in the end, isn't that what really mattered? Jesus, Alice, can you at least let me finish my heartwarming monologue? God damn it. So yeah, Alice wants to steal your Boris so she can be beautiful again by killing him. Boris wakes you up after the elevator crash because he is a good boy who did nothing wrong. Except, make you make soup. Which is probably why I'm not telling him that there is a slight chance he is going to be kidnapped and murdered. Called it. Next chapter apparently involves saving Boris. Hopefully you actually can, and it's not just a fake choice thing. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. If you liked it, be sure to stick around. Bye-bye.